Good morning, students. This is A. Manoj Kumar, working in Oxford High School, Uppugunduru. Welcome to social class. We have been discussing about people and migration. Especially in this session, I will explain you about seasonal and temporary migration. If I write seasonal migration, everybody can understand what is seasonal migration. Then easily you are able to understand what is a temporary migration. In general words, first of all, we will discuss what is seasonal migrations. We have summer season, we have winter season, we have spring, we have autumn, we have rainy season. Different kinds of seasons we have. Okay, na? Especially summer seasons, they have people, some laborers have some kind of work. In rainy season, some laborers have some kind of work. In winter season, some laborers have some kind of work. For that purpose, they are moving from one place to another place. Season wise, they are moving. So that it is called as seasonal migration. Especially particularly in rainy season, somebody moving far off places and staying 1 month or 2 months and practicing labor activities. Afterwards, work is whenever is over, they are coming back to their residence. Isn't it or not? That is seasonal migration. Temporary migration means, so sometimes seasonal migration we can call as a temporary migration. For temporary purpose they are going, for earning money purpose they are going. After 1 month or 2 months they are coming back to their native places. So temporarily they are moving, so that it is called as temporary migration. According to National Census Survey, census report which will give National Census Survey, so every fourth person in India is a migrant. Examination point of view, very important. According to National Census Survey, every fourth person in India is a migrant. Fourth person is key point. Remember that one. Every fourth person in India is a migrant. If you observe during 2001 and 2011, a decade, okay, a period of 10 years, migration increased, but not increased as long as in the 1980s. That means 1980s migration was more when compared to 2001 and 2011 as per National Census Survey. Isn't it or not? Then rural to urban migration increased. How we can say rural and urban migration increased, sir? Ramaya, a migrant teacher. Initially, he stayed in a village. He born in a village. Afterwards, he got job in a city. Then he moved towards that city. He stayed some time. Like that. Okay, now rural to urban migration we observed in Ramaya, a migrant teacher. In that example, I clearly explained you. Rural to rural migration also increased predominantly. Rural to rural migration also increased. But National Sample Survey could not estimate rural to rural migration properly. A migrant, when he is called as migrant, a period of 6 months, okay, he has to stay one place. By that time only they considered a migrant. They have some criteria to decide whether he is a permanent migrant or temporary migrant. So that, see here, the sugarcane cutters of Maharashtra. Okay, here one example given, sugarcane cutters of Maharashtra. You know, west side of India, Maharashtra is located. We know very well. If you see Gujarat, down to Gujarat, okay, Maharashtra existed. Maharashtra, two main rivers are flowing, river Godavari and river Krishna. Mahabaleshwaram, okay na. Then Nasika, Triambakam. We know familiar places, those familiar places. So automatically, agriculturally, that is prosperous area, which is Maharashtra. So by using the water facilities, they are giving priority to cash crops like sugarcane. Okay, especially in Maharashtra, okay, sugarcane practice increased in the year of 1970. Why especially in 1970 sugarcane practice increased? Okay, sugarcane cultivation increased. Especially in 1970s, Koyana Dam was built. Whenever Koyana Dam was built, they stored the water in that particular dam. That dam water used lakhs of acres of land. used to lakhs of acres of land. By using that water, sugarcane cultivation increased year by year in Maharashtra region, especially regarding migration in Maharashtra, especially sugarcane cutters. Regarding that, we are discussing. See, in Maharashtra they will produce sugar. Maharashtra has 186 cooperative sugar factories. In Maharashtra, how many cooperative sugar factories are working? Very, very important examination point of view. 186 cooperative sugar cane factories existed. So, automatically large scale sugarcane cultivation began 1970, just now I mentioned, after Koyana Dam was built. This is also very important examination point of view. See, automatically 6,50,000 laborers migrated from central to western Maharashtra. How many people migrated? 6,50,000. Once again I will say 6,50,000 laborers migrate from central to western Maharashtra. In those, 2 lakhs children also migrated with their parents. How many children migrated? 2 lakhs children migrated. If children are migrated, then it is possible to continue their education. Is it possible to continue their education? Not possible. These children age between 6 to 14 years. By stopping the studies, they are moving with their parents and staying sometime in that particular area. Afterwards, they are coming back. Automatically, education neglected. Isn't it or not? Tell me. 2 lakhs children, okay, they went with their parents. They accompanied their parents. So, whenever they reached Maharashtra, these sugarcane cultivators, so they are living in a small conical hut or kopis. Especially that the sugar factories are located very near to the sugarcane cultivation, sugarcane lands area. In that area, they are arranging small conical huts or kopis. Bamboo sticks and bamboo mats. By using that, they are building the huts, conical hut or kopis. Very, very important, remember. How many cooperative sugarcane cooperatives or factories are located in Maharashtra? 186. Very, very important. Remember that one. Conical hut or kopi. Tile settlements contains 200 to 500 copies. Yes, tile settlement contains how many copies? 200 to 500 copies contains a tile settlement. Gadi centers contains 50 to 100 copies. Very, very important. Gadi center contains 50 to 100 copy. A small conical hut are called as kopi. A small conical hut. Okay. Then tile settlements contains how many copies? 200 to 500. Gadi centers contains 50 to 100 copies. Very, very important. The copies are cramped together. Side by side they are building these copies. Cramped means side by side they are building. And bullocks and parked in front of their houses. Everybody having some bullocks, some cows. Okay. Some pet animals. They are parking outside of their houses. Animals, humans live in congested conditions. Isn't it or not? Side by side they are building houses so that in congested environment they are living along with the animals. Then they can cut throughout the day, especially early morning. They started their work, their journey. They walk towards the field area, sugarcane field area. After reaching that, they will start their work up to evening 5 to 6 o'clock. They have been cutting the sugarcane plants. Nearly each person cutting 1.5 ton per person they are cutting. Okay. Then payment maybe varies between gents and ladies. So the payment difference is 80 to 100. Payment difference is 80 to 100. Large section of rural workers migrate for a short duration due to distress caused in rural areas. This is very, very important. Suppose in the villages they are not adjusted. They have little problems in that particular village. Sometimes they are migrating to various places. Okay, they are mainly agriculture laborers, mostly belong to low income households, Dalits and Adivasis. These Dalits and Adivasis are migrating to shorter distances, rural to rural migration taking place among the Dalits and Adivasis. They are small farmers, isn't it or not? Okay. Up to now we discussed about sugarcane cutters from Maharashtra. That one we discussed. 196 cooperative societies existed in Maharashtra. They are living in kopis, gadis, regarding kopis, gadi centers, tire centers, everything we discussed. Now, a study of the rice producing belt of West Bengal. Okay, so West Bengal is very famous for agriculture. River Ganga flowing through West Bengal, Damodar river also flowing through West Bengal. Okay, so a study in the rice producing belt of West Bengal in the late 1990s suggests that more than 5 lakh migrants, mostly tribals and other low caste, moved to Bardaham district during harvest season. Bardaham district also located in West Bengal. 5 lakh people are migrating to Bardhaman. Which districts? Bardhaman. Bardhaman district, which is located in West Bengal. So how many people are migrating? 5 lakh people are migrating. Which explained regarding this? A study explained about this. Especially harvest season, they are moving to Bardham district. Okay. So day by day, year by year, their number is increasing over the years. That means their number is increasing over the years. Year by year, their number is increasing. Here, examination point of view, these are very important. Males from Saura tribals have long history. Males from Saura tribals have a long history of migrating to work in Assam plantation. These Saura tribals, they are migrating to Assam. In Assam, tea is very famous. They are going and doing work in tea plantation. Okay, now, which tribals? Saura tribals. From where they are moving? Assam plantations. Munda and Santal. This is also very important. Munda and Santal man migrating to work in mining sites in Odisha. These Munda Santal tribal people, they are migrating to Odisha. Saura tribals, they are migrating to Assam plantation. Okay, now? Then nearly 50,000 women from Kerala, they are migrating to Maharashtra for the purpose of fish processing. Many fish processing units are located in Maharashtra. That's why every year nearly 50,000 women are migrating to Maharashtra to participate fish processing units. They are earning money. Afterwards, they are coming back. Okay. So if you go urban area, then we can see many construction workers. That means that urban area depends on these construction workers. These labor work is very important for that urban area. Urban area need that labor's work. Okay, now do you understand? Then it is also common to see migrants selling plastic goods who are migrating to urban area. In that urban areas, what they are selling? They are selling plastic goods, vegetables, and engage in other petty businesses. Petty business means small businesses. What they are selling? Plastic toys they are selling. Then they are selling vegetables, plastic items. Then other petty small businesses they are doing. They are running tea shops, coffee shops, small coffee shops, tea shops they are running. A large section of such migrants are from tribal communities. These migrants who are selling vegetables and plastic items, they belong to tribal community. Okay, na? They are coming from drought-prone areas, backward areas, and going to urban areas and selling different kinds of things and earning little money. Seasonal migrants are not only poor but have little or no land at their native places, isn't it or not? So, seasonal migrants are not having enough money in their hands. That's why they are migrating to urban areas. They don't have any land. Even though if they have land, very little land they have. So that, they are going to far off places and participating in different kinds of works. Up to now, we discussed about sugarcane cutters in Maharashtra. Afterwards, West Bengal, Bardaham district, Saura tribals moving to Assam plantations. Munda, Santal, they are moving to Odisha. Brick and clean, okay, participate in that, brick construction works. Then some especially some migrants, laborers are participating in, labor works, construction works, everything we discussed. Okay, thank you.